The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
After arriving at Duna, our ship the Antares fell apart, causing us to land on Duna and mine its resources so that we could fix the Antari ship. We unlocked various buildings, and also different types of science. After fixing everything but scanners on the ship, we then left the planet behind us as we continued to travel in space. Partially during our space flight, we landed on an asteroid. Over the course of a few hundred cycles, we had mined out the asteroid, converting its resources into various things that we needed in order to keep 24 dupes alive. We made a lot of automated machines to take, cool, or convert items into other items. We then turned on a machine that would allow us to take a dive into the dreams of one of our dupes. Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Along series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we are playing Vintage Story. So in yesterday's stream, we did a little bit setup down here with a bunch of barrels. We moved the hides from the weak tannin, which was here, now it's strong tannin, and we put it in the strong tannin. It is not really halfway there, but close to halfway done. We also started soybeans in water to make wet soybeans. They are almost done. They only have 0.2 days. Once we do that, we have to cook them and then put them in brine, which we set up. And then there's a few other steps, but pretty much returning soybeans into soy sauce. And I am going to open up the file that I need for that, because we'll do a quick go over. So we took soybeans, we put them in a 1-to-1 ratio of water into the barrel. That makes soaked soybeans. We then bake those to make roasted soybeans. We then have to put the roasted soybeans in the quern to make powdered roasted soybeans. We then put the powdered stuff in a 1-to-1 ratio with grain in the crafting grid, and that makes cultured soybeans. We put the cultured soybeans into the brine. That makes soybean slurry. And then we take the soybean slurry, we bring it all the way up here to our fruit press, and we squeeze it, and that will give us something up top, which I didn't write down what it's specifically called, but I'm going to guess like a paste or a jelly, something we could feed to the animals. But in the bucket at the bottom will be soy sauce. We are making soy sauce so that we can come over here and use this rice grain along with the seaweed that is somewhere over here. Guess it's at the bottom. Where did I put it? Right here. This seaweed we're going to combine with the rice to make sushi rolls. We took seaweed out of the saltwater area. We mashed it with a quern. Then we put it in our crafting grid to make sheets, which we have here, the wet seaweed sheets. We then have to let it air dry to make dry seaweed. We then do a 1-to-1 ratio with grain to make a basic sushi, or with that same ratio and items, we can also add a vegetable, a fish nugget, and a piece of salt to make regular sushi. And then if we take that sushi, that regular sushi roll, and add the soy sauce or honey or syrup, that will then make sushi roll with toppings, which is the best option out of the 3 different types of sushi. You have basic, regular, and then with toppings, which is just some type of flavoring on top of it. We also tried in the last stream to make pasta with noodles. So we cracked open as many eggs as we had into a bucket over here. We then took that egg portion as a 0.1 liter with 1 flour to make pasta dough, which we have right here. We then took that pasta dough, flattened it with a rolling pin, and then cut it into a knife to make this raw pasta noodles. And then we mistakenly cooked a majority of our pasta noodles in a pot, which did make hot cooked pasta, but we can't use that pasta for the rest of the steps. So if you're following along with what I already said, do not use the pot. You have to use a saucepan to do the same exact thing. You do have to cook the raw pasta noodles with 1 liter of water, so it's a 1-to-1 ratio. But you want to do that in the saucepan, not a bowl, because the saucepan will give you a bundle of noodles that you can hold in your hand in a way. But we take those cooked pasta noodle balled up stuff, we add 1 cooked meat to make pasta with noodles, and then you can also add lettuce, cheese, and 0.1 liters of oil. So we have lettuce, which we took out the amount of lettuce and meat that we needed for this pot and bowl before we realized that we did it wrong. So we might try to make this again if we have the ability of getting eggs. We were also taking a while to try and go all the way over to the desert, way over here, to pick up all the items from in front of this ruin, which we can do 1 reed chest at a time. And then we were bringing the reed chests and vessels all the way over to this ruin so that we can explore it and its basement. We also have a few ruins over here. And we also have this ruin, which probably doesn't have anything because I would have put the marker on top of it. But we have these 2 ruins over here, which we have not fully explored. I think we did explore this, but we didn't take any items from it because we didn't have any storage. But in our inventory, we have 3 large chests that we're going to use to store that. Now, I feel like there was another food-related thing that we were going to do. Oh, I remember what the other thing was. It wasn't food-related at all. We follow all the way over to here and go further west. Right where our death marker is fire clay. And we were picking up fire clay to do 2 things. One of them is to finish off this oven, which we need for some food-related things like bread and pies. But we also need it for more of our fire clay bricks. Now, you can make fire clay out of regular clay. We take a look at this. I press H. It can be used to make fire clay. All you need is powdered calcined flint, and you surround it by clay. It used to be that you needed 4 of both red and blue clay, but now you can use just red and just blue clay if you have at least updated to 1.25. 1.26 is out, so it may have changed, but most of my mods only work in 1.25. So we're not updated to the newest version. So, that's a bowthorn right outside my house. What should we do first? Should we do fire clay so we can do fire clay bricks to make the thing that makes iron blooms and also glass, because we want to make our own windows here. What we've been using are aged windows. We did grab some ebony wood. Don't know where it's right here. So we have some ebony logs. We found 4 trees. I think we only cut down 2. And we did not get any seeds from those 2. I don't remember if we cut down 4. This does seem like a lot of wood for just 2 trees, so we might have cut down all 4. But either way, we have some ebony woods because that's the closest color wood to aged wood. Although I do have some aged wood. Let me see something. It is just 4 planks in the corners. We could maybe make our own. Because I do have a lot of slabs. And if you didn't know, you can take anything you've made out of planks with a saw and break it back down into the planks. I don't think it's like a 1-to-1 ratio. I don't think you get back the wood you put in, but that could be. You know what? We can actually look this up. How do you make... Oh, it is a 1-to-1 ratio. You get back the same exact amount that you need to put it in to make it. I never looked into that before, so that's a good thing to know ahead of time if we need to. We may just make more aged windows. We did pick up a bunch of lead. Here is some of it, if not the majority of it. This is also another thing that we did. We put all of our chests into this room, which hopefully this door will stay open. What if I stay away from it? No, okay. That's fine. Sometimes this door stays open, doesn't shut. So I was wondering if that would stay. We're gonna stay right here. And then hit this guy 3 times to try and kill him. Okay, we are in the attempt of making a 3rd saucepan. For those who don't know, to make a mixing bowl, you take a saucepan, you add, I think, a single stick to it, and that makes a mixing bowl. You then can make a powered mixing bowl. So you want to have at least 1 saucepan without the stick. Another thing we should work towards, which wouldn't take too long, is finishing off the lighting in the pig pen, because there is maybe 1 torch in there. I actually think it's just torched around the pen and not actually inside. No, it's just those 2 torches here. So we did not torch at all inside the pig pen. So they don't need light, but it would help us seeing if they had light. We also have the sow being pregnant, so she will have babies at some point. The chickens have had chicks, and I probably should be bringing over grain every time I come over here. Because with... Oh, that's why you have 2 doors, so they can't get out. Can you go in here? What if I take this off so it's easier for you to get in there? Come on, go the other way. Turn around. Okay, we do have a bunch of eggs. What if I go here? Does that make you move from the door? No, you're, like, stuck on the door. I know if I hit them... I wasn't trying to do that. I didn't mean to one-shot the rooster. I was trying to just hit it a little bit away, and I used the iron axe and just killed our only male right now. Because I don't know if these chicks are going to end up turning into a rooster. I really want to take the other 3 eggs. Can I place these back down and they still... No, it says raw chicken egg. I don't think... Yeah, we may have messed up and we might have to go look for a rooster. I did want some of the eggs, I just didn't want to kill the rooster. If anything, I was going to kill a hen. And I don't know what the ratio is for hen and chicks. How long was this? 6 hours. That is what? We'll say 10:30 in game. Why did I come over here with the eggs? And why is there a barrel out here? Is that for cooking the noodles, probably? Okay, we are going to put these in this vessel. Which, those eggs are good for 100 days now. And we are going to go over to the fire clay. We'll do that first so that we can have glass cooking while we are going to ruin. I should probably have grabbed grain for the chickens. Because I don't think chickens will lay eggs if they're not being fed. I know they're not going to be fertile because of the rooster being killed. Let's use this. No, that needs more flax grain so that we can make flax oil out of it. What should we use instead? We don't have a lot of rice. I guess the rye grain? Guess we'll make that. Okay, I finally got rid of one bowl of the noodles. I am going to put this rooster in there for now. How long will he be there for? 66 days. That's a long time. Alright, let's head back over to the chickens. We'll feed them first and then give the pigs whatever we have left over. I don't think we can feed all of the animals with just 30 pieces of rye grain. I didn't even know that guy was following me. Okay, we apparently can't feed all the chickens with just 30 pieces. So I need to keep in mind that each small trough takes 8 portions, and there's 4 of them, which means we need 32 pieces for just the chickens. Alright, and with the sun coming up, let's head over to the fire clay. Try to get more brown coal on the way there, or black coal, I forget what it's called. I think it's black coal is with the fire clay. So that's a way to try and hunt down regular fire clay. If you look for a specific type of coal, I forget what it's called, I'd have to look at the map marker. But if you're prospecting and you find, I want to call it indigenous coal, but I don't know if that is the actual word for it. It did start with an I, and it was a long word. So it could very well be indigenous. But I'm not sure. As far as I know, that's the only way to find fire clay. I don't think you can prospect for it, because you can't prospect for red and blue clay. Okay, this lake has not yet frozen over. Are either of these a rooster? And, oh, I do see a rooster. Okay, we have a rooster out here if we need. We'll save that. We'll make it an apple. If I was smart, I would do this so they can't get out. But hopefully that rooster stays down there and doesn't end up like despawning or something. What's over here? Another cave. With a rusty gear. I'm going for the gear. Is there anything of use down here? I don't want to go too far down. That's not what we came over here for, but if I can walk to it, I will look. This is a big open cave. I do hear the boat's horn, I don't know where it is. Oh, hello. You're right there. Alright, let's go back out. Because there's nothing of use visible. And I will just dig right out through here. Just in case I could have fallen in that again. Now I do have a blue apple here for some reason. Oh, it's for the fish, because we had that since the first playthrough. So we can delete that, we don't need that. This trader is treasure hunter. We did start going back to the traders that we've already seen, just to label what kind of trades they have. So the trader right there is a treasure hunter. Oh, I ate all those noodles in one try. Alright, so what I want to do is to not go in this, because this is a lot of peaks and valleys of mountains. That is a wolf I don't want to fight right now. Is that a fruit tree? I think that's a fruit tree that I haven't marked. Doesn't look like the wolf found me. It is a fruit tree, look at that. I want to mark a lot of fruit trees because of, when spring comes around, they start blooming. They will give us fruit this time. They don't give you fruit on the first year that you start the game, it seems. Because I was waiting, every time we passed a fruit tree, it was growing rapidly, so that it was prepared after the first winter. But I never saw a fruit tree that had fruit available on it, ready to go. Little cave there. So, if I go around these trees, I should end up going correct direction. That also looks like a trader right there. Thought I saw something, but it was just footprints from my walking in the snow. And it looks like everything was covered in snow this way. Do I want to go into those trees? Because I have now lost the trader in the snow. If there even was a trader. It could have been just a tree that looked like a trader. I do see a wolf, and it looks like it's going right for me. Oh, now it's going the other way. Hopefully they stay over there. Oh, did I just see resin? No, that was the leaves. Hopefully when we get through these trees, there's going to be a trader nearby. Because it looked like there was a trader on the map, but it could have been just the trees. Whoa, that was a cliff. Well, there's a bear and 2 wolves on the other end. I don't see a trader. And I think what I'll do for our first leather is try to make some amount of armor so that we can fight the bears. Get large hides. That's a wolf chasing us now. We'll get the large hides so that we can make armor a little, leather a little bit faster. Which will then allow us to make more armor, and it'll just be like a repeating process. all the way so that we can get leather for book bags. And we could also just make sturdy leather. Trying to make sure that the wolf isn't following me. Okay, how are we doing? We are still going the right way. Here we are. Is this marked? Yes, it is. So we should probably go straight for that ruin. I lost where we are again. We're right here. That might be better. Ain't force. Too many leaves that you can't walk through. So we do have a lot of large trees in our area. I can't see where I'm going. There we go. I think I saw something in the trees. I'm gonna run this way and hope that it doesn't chase us. And I am surprised that we're not taking freezing damage, because we are at -6 degrees. Oh, there's resin. I'll always grab resin now. Because we are trying to save up for making powered stuff. We need a lot of resin for the axles. And some of the mechanical gears and stuff like that. I think that's the ruin right there. That's a ruin. It might not be the same ruin. It's not the same ruin, but it's on the way. Alright, so this has a few vessels out in the open. Ooh, it's in flint. Always take the flint. This looks like it could have something underneath it. But that's just cracked sandstone. That was just a random thing of bony soil. I doubt that that specific building would have anything else. This could have been a bigger ruin with something that looks like the cave spawned in it. This, the staircase, so I wonder if there's something underneath. Is there really nothing underneath? Was it just to that one bony soil and that's it? I think it really is. Percuss did explain in his stream that if you find whetstone underneath the ruin, that usually shows that there's something else. So if we dig through this and we see wet sandstone, like right there. Dry stone, sorry, not whetstone. Is that water? That is water. So if we find the correct way to get in there, there's more stuff. I'm gonna assume right here. That's some sort of gravel. Now we are in the water. Just checking to make sure there's no secondary chest. It looks like it's just this, which has stuff we don't really need. I don't know how I'm gonna get out of here. Oh, that was easy. Alright, so that's all of that one. This has a cracked vessel here with some flint tools that we don't need. A little bit of bony soil. This always looks like there's something, but I don't think... Oh, there is! And there's 2 cracked vessels. Alright, we're just gonna mine into this one, because I don't think there is a correct way to get in here. Except for out that way. Ooh, honey! And some bee bombs, and grain of some sort. Okay. We gotta go this way. Is that it from this? I think it was. So if we head over to this one, there might be even more cracked vessels. Now this did just take all of our inventory space for the fire clay. How did that hurt me when it wasn't right next to me? Reed and stone. I don't think we need either of those. Doubt this is gonna go somewhere, but just in case. No, that just looks like a staircase going down. Bony soil here. Which looks like it's leading somewhere. Or it's just a grave site. With a lot of bones. I don't want the bones, so I'm just gonna let them fall. That's another green. Is there a spot that I can build back out? Yes, there is. Let's see if there's anything in here. This looks like it could be promising. There's definitely bony soil right here. Whether or not it leads to something, I don't know. There is whetstone. Or dry stone. I gotta keep calling it dry stone instead of whetstone. Somewhere over here. There should be a way down. Oh, this is just saying cobblestone. Let me go back down there. Yeah, that is definitely dry stone. I think we'll just dig into it. Aged hay. Okay, so there was a way out. It just was hidden in stone. Okay, we weren't too far off from where we were supposed to go in at. Anything good in there? That is the black coal we're going to find. Was that flax green? Do we need that? That is flax green. Okay, we might be able to press more things. Okay, we're getting fire clay. That should be close to... no, that's more than enough than what we need. I don't need flint. Okay, that should be enough for us to finish the oven. Alright, what was next? I guess over here? No, this side. And this looks like a big room, but I don't think this is all one. This is actually the same wall from over there, because it has a staircase here. So I'm pretty sure if I dig over here, this isn't going to lead to anything. No. And this could be a building, because it is on the map making a shape of a building. But I'm going to expect it not to lead to anything. Although there is sandstone right there. If I dig down, does it go any further deep? Kind of does. What about right here? No dry stone. Nothing visible there. I don't think that had anything. It could have. This should have something. I think that's the same one as the one we were just in. Where I had to find the way down after we dug into it. So if I take a guess, it would be somewhere over here. I'm not seeing anything. Huh. I don't know what kind of ruins would have something underneath it hidden. I'm pretty sure we did all the other rooms except for this one. Which has bony soil on the surface. There's a vessel up top. But I'm looking for something that's underneath. And I don't know if they're, like, hidden underneath all the sandstone or not. If I dig down here, I doubt this is going to lead to anywhere. But that just leads to the regular stone. Okay, so it looks like it's just this, and then that's it. Is that a bronze blade? Why do we have another flint thing here? That is a bronze blade. So this is used in place of the spear, but it's an up-close and personal attacking weapon. And what I'm gonna do is keep that dirt for now. I'm curious to see if the bees will attack animals. It looks like it did. Okay, but those bees completely ignored the fox. Or did it? No, that fox isn't running away. It is getting attacked by the bees. Okay, I'm gonna run down to this trader that's over here and see what they have. And then I think we'll head home. Drop off what we found and come back for fire clay. Because we're going to need more for bricks. We should have enough to finish the oven. Why? Why? Why are you attacking me? I didn't hit you. Don't know why it attacked me. I guess it knew that I threw the bees or something? Maybe there's a way for it to tell? I mean, we did get a fast way back here, but we didn't get to see the trader. So we're gonna have to make our way back over there. Actually delete that because we went there. And I wonder if there could be any other ruins. This looks like a bunch of flowers, actually. I was gonna say a little ruined home thing. I don't think it actually is a home. We'll just open up 2 chests at once and add to this. Keep that out. I'm gonna start moving things around. Just so that I can fill in this place here. Do they only stack 32? That seems like a waste. Okay, that's all the space we have there. This we're keeping. We might as well keep the blade. We don't really need to keep the firewood, so I'll put that away. Along with this. We have some food-related stuff. Where was I putting the coal? Coal's going in here, it seems. Okay, then we have 2 grains. Honeycomb, we have the fire clay for this. Let's finish in this. It's probably not going to remember the last layer. So I'm not going to do that. We're going to have to do this first one very slowly, and then we can use remember last layer to do the majority of it faster. There should maybe only be 5 more layers. I mean, there is a total of 12 pieces of clay needed for this. So we're probably not too close, but this did just use, I think, 4 pieces of clay just to do this half of the layer. So maybe this is the last one? Who knows? I am going to use duplicate layer to try and do this quickly. Just to that point, and then switch it to this. The voxels that we are taking away do add back into our hand, so it's not like we're deleting clay by doing this. It looks like we're gonna have to put maybe a little chimney to this. Yeah, it looks like a little... This might be the last piece. We're down to 2 clay required. Now we're down to 1. So this is the last piece of clay that we need. And we have a little bit right here. And there we go. You don't have to fire it in a pit kiln. It is a fully functional thing now. So, if I come over here, do we make bricks out of this? I don't think this is how we make bricks. I think I have to actually craft it in the crafting grid. Yeah, I'm not seeing thing there. So if I go like this, that does make the bricks. We do have to fire the bricks before we can use them. But anyway, this is ready. We can go add this to the food building. We can also grab our saucepan that should be done by now. Add that to the list of things we have to move over there. Put this dirt back. One of these is low fertility. I want to put just that one. If I had 4 pieces of fire clay bricks that were raw, I would fire them. But I'm not going to waste my stuff for just one. Okay, this for now, we'll just go over here because that's cooking related. And then I guess I'll just put the saucepan right in front. Alright, honey. I think we need to open on top of the bucket. I don't have any laying around, so let's put this one bucket just on the ground for no reason. Okay, control and squeeze. Okay, that made beeswax. You then put this in there. Goes back down. This goes in there. This comes out. Sort. We're almost empty. Let's go see if this amount of flax will make this press into flax oil. If I add that into there, we grab this grain. Add more grain to that. Let's see if this is enough to make flax oil. Ooh, it got close, but it wasn't enough. Alright, let's just take this back out. So we found out by reading into the food press that if you don't have at least 32 pieces, it will not make oil out of it. Or was it half a stack? It may have worded it as half a stack. So we made a little bit of seed oil. We only made 5 liters of it to be a placeholder for it, for the flax oil. I also saw Percuss do something with these where you can actually change it from being an open crate by just putting in the crafting bench. I don't think these are the same crate. What if I... Yeah, this one's wood. What if I pick that up and then put that in my crafting bench? That does make it an opened crate, but the ones that I just broke needed a pickaxe. I think those are just decorative. Alright, do we go and get more fire clay? Yes, just so that we can make the bricks. One of our chickens got out, it seems. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. We're going to grab 2 crates. Once I find the small crates. That's 1, but I'm pretty sure I had more than 1. I know I have more than 1 medium crate, but I could have sworn I had more than 1 small. Doesn't look like I do. Why do we have cabbage seeds in here? I guess because we can't plant them since everything would die. I am going to make it daytime. Because it is just becoming night. Oh, we should grab some food. Alright, I'm going to stop at around 6. He's right there. Let's go grab some food before we leave. Then we'll go and try and find that chicken that was outside of the pen. Probably going to be a little bit difficult to find. I have a feeling I'm going to end up eating all of these, but I don't have a lot of bowls. And this should be the last serving? Yep. Okay, put that there, this in there. We're going to put this bowl over here in the corner. And then grab turnips. Alright, let's go find that chicken. I think that chicken got out by growing up close to the trapdoors. What is this? A rooster? Okay. Is this generation 1? Doesn't say within that. Okay, I'm gonna give them a second to run away from the fence. And we'll put this guy right there. And I'll look at the corner so I don't accidentally hit him. Now we have a rooster. Do you say generation 1? No, you say generation 0. Which is what these are. Why are you attacking some of them? Are there 2 roosters? There's more than 1 rooster. So the chicks grew up and some of them are roosters. And it looks like they're fighting. You know, I can help them. But if I can get 1 rooster by itself. It should mean that they stop hurting each other. Oh, that's another rooster. That's a rooster too, but I can't see its generation from that far away. I'm trying to see if any of them have a generation that's higher than 0. Although some of them don't even say generation, so maybe generation 0 is the first one that you ranch. And the wild ones don't say generation at all. And you are a rooster. Yeah, those are both 2 roosters. So now we only have 1 rooster. 1 chick got out. I don't know if I can pick it up with this. Maybe I can corral it back. Are you unable to jump up on that snow? There we go. If I run over here, break that door, I might be able to get it to run into it. I don't know where it went, but I know it runs away from me, so let's go over this way. I heard it. There you are. So we want to get it in the door. Where is he going? I could also just make a box around it. Where you going there, buddy? Can you very kindly go into this door? No, you're gonna go past. You go this way? little guy? I mean, I can break the fence and let you get in the fence. Okay, I guess that's one way to get them in there. Let's put this door back on. Look in here to see if there's a rooster. There's a hen that does not have a generation. If I look out here, does this rooster have a generation? There is a rooster with a generation of 1. That's not it. What did I see that had a generation 1? Oh, the chicks. The whole reason why I'm looking into the generations is that higher generations of animals don't run away from you and they don't attack you. Like these boars over here could attack me at any moment just by me being too close to them. So when we get another boar, you know what, I think this should be part of the farmhouse. Can't put it there. So I'm gonna put it right in here. Why am I stuck? Oh, we have to do our snow roof. And then these are going to go into this area. We do have to move the butchering system over here. We didn't move the butchering table or the cleaver out here. We should probably do that, since we have so many of them. Okay. So good news is that we have another rooster. That's a newer generation. Bad news is that we found out that we can one-shot kill a rooster with our iron axe. Can I place these on the ground so I'm not holding them? I can. And I don't have room for this. So we're gonna have to hold on to the fire clay. I should probably use the clay that's in the chest. But if I can just dig up fire clay, might as well use that. And as we're making or digging up the fire clay, we'll make the we'll make them into bricks so that hopefully it takes up less space in inventory. But we do unfortunately have to walk all the way back over there. I'm gonna try taking a different route that might be easier. Oh, is that the locust nest entrance? Oh, it is. So down there is another locust nest. That's why there's a red crossbow. Crossbones, I mean. What was that noise? Oh, we did find out there's stuff underneath that ruin, or that type of ruin. I don't think we looked at that specific ruin yet. But I know ruins like it have something underneath it. So I'm hoping that if I walk this way, it'll be out of forest and away from the majority of the animals that could kill us quickly. We are getting close to a gravel area. I don't think it's considered a desert. That's a bear. I do want to go into this trader and see what they have. Into their house, I mean. It seems like there's more bears during the winter. Because I don't remember seeing this many bears out here beforehand. I also don't know where the bear went. Anyway, somewhere over here there is a door. There it is. This does count as a house, so that's cool. Huck, you are a kitchenware trader. You have powered mixing bowl stuff. You have cauldrons. You have mixing bowls. You have a saucepan that I could just bought. And then what looks like wine racks and cauldrons. This is just glass bottles. We could just buy bottles from them. That's cool. We can also just buy meat hooks instead of making them later on. And then it looks like they buy the same stuff that they sell. If I sell them our saucepan, we get 1 gear. If I buy a saucepan, it costs 2 gears. Oh, that's dark brown, one's black. Okay. And I think these are the things that we use for... Oh, no, that's not what I was thinking. This is used for getting maple syrup and resin out of pine trees and maple trees. Yeah, these are just bottle racks. So we don't really need anything from this. Maybe the cauldrons? Cauldrons are pretty much just a bucket. Or something you can boil things in large quantities in. So we could spend 34 gears on getting a steel one just for looks. Or I could do the copper one. I honestly think the copper one looks better. We don't have any gears on us, so I can't actually buy them now. But this is pretty cool. I will mark this for future reference. Let's make that capital. We'll make it blue. Seems to be my favorite color for this. We already know what that is. We already know a rooster's in there, but we actually don't need this forever marked anymore. Alright, let's keep going west until the death marker moves. Because that death marker is another trader that we haven't seen yet. That's a bear. We're gonna die. We are going to die. There's no escaping this. Yep, because it's gonna catch up on to me. I'm gonna assume it's still behind me. Come on. We weren't even doing anything to it. Now I gotta run all the way back over to there. Making us waste our turnips. So that fruit tree is marked. It didn't give us any fruit before winter came. So I'm gonna guess that once winter is done and it's spring, we're getting fruit from it. Why is that tree not dead like that one? I think it's funny. If you look over at the buildings, you can see our ladder reaching up from the one building. So I guess it takes time for the trees to die off due to winter. But if we come over here, there's no way that this is going to have fruit on it. Yeah, it's entering dormancy. That is a wolf. That's a wolf right there. How did you jump past me? Now you're a dead wolf. I guess where you're going. Back to our home now. On one hand, we're going to be getting a lot of hides from this, which in turn will turn into leather. On the other hand, we're going back and forth and not actually getting to where we're trying to get to. Well, just so we can make a large amount of fire clay bricks. And I could have used the Falk's blade, but it would have meant that we got closer to the things that are trying to kill us. So I'm obviously going to try and not do that until we have armor. I also want to update the rest of the house to being plaster instead of stone. Let's put this wolf in here as well. Apparently I can't. I guess this has to just go on the floor. We'll place him right here. Do I have to shift and then place? There you go. It doesn't say it's spoil rate, but it will spoil after some time. Alright, let's run back for the third time now. And our death marker changed, so now we're gonna have to find that trader. It wasn't way up here. Where was the trader? Here it is. Alright. So we're going to the blue trader. Why do I have a trader forever marked north of us? I just wrote food trader. We don't need that forever marked. That could still have stuff in it. I don't know if that actually has salt underneath it. But now we're going to the fire clay during night, so we might be attacked as we're trying to get to it. We did find out the entrance to the cave is actually in a different chunk than where our little icon for fire clay is. And put that back on. No, there we go. Okay, hopefully that second wolf does not attack us as we're running through here. That could be it right there. That is in fact a wolf. Looks like if anything it's running away from us. I don't even know where it went. I saw it duck down, but then it disappeared. Alright, so that bear was somewhere over here. There is a bear. Do we try to take on the bear in the water? I think we have a chance to getting a lot of hide if we take on the bear in the water. It can at any point just one-shot me. Trying to stay out of its reach. Hey, we did it! That, I think, is worth going back to base. Back home. Now, on the other hand... No, I can't put something that has items in it into our inventory. So if we fill up this with fire clay, I can't put it in here. I can't hold the bear any other way, so we're gonna have to go back home. There's part of the reason why we should probably make all of our leather into bags so we have a bigger inventory space rather than using it for armor, but if we make armor it'll allow us to get bears easier. And it is getting super dark in here. I can't see anything. We're apparently getting close to a fruit tree. Right there. Oh, there's the town. Right, so I'm going to assume that this bear also cannot be put in a chest or a vessel. It's probably also going to have to be on the floor. I should move that other block so I can walk across it. Actually, no, because if I pour metal into that and accidentally walk across it, I would get hurt. Alright. No, I said control floor. There we go. So if I temporarily place it just right there, I want to pick up the wolf, move it over. I have a bowl sitting there for some reason. Put the bowl there. What I'm trying to do is place this down a little bit neater so it's not all in the way. Put that in our pocket. Let me check things before I leave. Soaked soybeans already. All we have to do is roast these. Now, I wrote down that I have to bake the soybeans, but I don't think bake means in an oven in terms of how I wrote my notes. So let's take this upstairs to our little fire pit here. Need a torch to light it. And then we put these in there. Yeah, we just need to roast them. They don't have to be actually baked. They just have to be cooked. And we're going to need more firewood, because we're not going to get through 30 pieces of soybeans with just 2 pieces of firewood. So I'm going to grab the rest of the aged firewood. Whether or not we use it all, don't know. I will at least put it in there. Why did that just shake like it wasn't able to either? Oh, how did this goes up to 700, right? Yeah. And I think this is cooking faster as it gets hotter. You know, we've never actually timed how fast food cooks. Congrats, Gene, on catching Skrelp. So I've been just assuming that as it gets hotter, the food cooks faster, but I never timed food cooking at 200 degrees compared to 300 or 400. That apparently starts cooking at 100. So we should be cooking this 4 times as fast with it being at 400. Oh, we can make soy milk out of soybeans. I just noticed that. I was reading the information on this. Cook in a fire pit to roast the beans for soy sauce, or de-shell in a crafting grid for soy milk. So we could, in fact, make milk, which then in turn we can make cheese. We're gonna have to farm a lot during the next year once winter is over. I think that might be all the wood that we need with how hot that this is. As the fire pit went out, it's going to get colder than the food, but I don't think the food immediately starts cooling down. Yeah, it keeps its heat for a little bit. So we could have probably taken this out one firewood beforehand. Because I think it only starts cooling down when this is at 0, maybe. But anyway, this isn't going to take very long. You know what? This is going in here. In the corn, it shouldn't take too long to do. Because it is going to need to sit in the brine for a little bit. I don't think it's an instant switch, like putting the salt into the water to make brine. That was instantly. It didn't have to cure. I think to make cultured soybeans, it does have to cure for a while before it's ready. Something I should probably be doing is getting the next amount of soybeans in the water. Because if you don't remember, we can only do 30 at a time. They only stack the 30. And if the food press needs 32, we can't press this after we're done using it in the quern. So, we'll put all these into the brine. We'll grab the next stack of soybeans, put that into the water, and we'll walk away and see what happens. Only 4 more to go. We're already 90% done. And here's the last one. Okay, so we grab this. We jump back down the ladder. We add these to here. And what is the ratio? It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so we need to have 2 buckets of brine on the side. We go like this. And now it should be able to be sealed. Let me just make sure I'm doing it right before I close it off. No, I missed. I did miss a step. We need to add this with grain. So let's use the rye. This is cultured soybeans. That goes in the brine. But it is a 1-to-1 ratio, so I still needed to take brine out. After 7 days. It's going to take a whole week, which is close to a month in the game. We have that sealed. That's going to take a while, but when that's done, all we have to do is press it, and then we have soybeans. Or soy sauce. This needs about another day. What would 0.1? What's 10% of 24? Two hours. Well, we'll say 2.5. So that would be midnight, maybe? I'm gonna wait until we get to midnight here. And then we're gonna check the seal time on that again. What I want to do is grab the next 30. That goes in here with water. Okay, we're 3 minutes out from being midnight. Okay, it's still 2.5 hours from now. So 2 a.m. November 5th is going to be when that's done. So there's our 3 buckets of water for these soybeans. We add these to it. We seal it for 3 days. This is going to be ready way before this is ready. So we're going to ignore this until this is done. But we should have leather before any of that is done. And then we get to start the whole process over again. Now I should probably grab more turnips, but I think I'll just get something to kill us if we end up getting too hungry. Ooh, our spear is almost broken. We do have a copper spear, it's just going to do less damage. So once this breaks, we're going to have to pick up one of the other spears that we have waiting for us. And I have to check its durability, because we have an ornate spear and we have a bronze spear, and I don't know which one has more durability. But we're going to use that one first, or second, regardless of if it's a higher tier, which I'm pretty sure the higher tiers do more damage and have more durability. That would make more sense, game mechanic wise, but I never paid attention. So anyway, we're going to go back to the trader we haven't talked to yet. If we get to that lake and there is another bear, we will unfortunately be attacking it again. The bears do give us huge hides. Those huge hides give us a lot of leather once we get it broken down into it. Now, I can't see anything, so I'm purposely trying to get to the water quickly. And then we'll take the water's edge, which is freezing over, unfortunately. That's a wolf. How did you jump behind me? I don't know why they have that as a thing. No, 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 no. Well, there's dead hair. We can at least pick that up. And our spear. So that wolf, unfortunately, did a lot of damage to us because it jumped around us in the water. There's nothing I could prevent right away. If we die, we get to take the hair back home quicker. But I'm gonna hope that we don't die. We should be able to heal up enough to stop this death shake. I don't know what else to call it. Screen shaking due to being hurt. We just need 4 bars of health and then the damage overlay stops. If I keep going this way... That's a bear. That scared me. Alright, we're back home yet again. Everything's trying to kill us. Grab another stack of turnips. I'm gonna put the hair in there. Did this change? It did change. Now it's at exactly a day, which is pretty much 2 a.m. tomorrow morning. Not bad. Now it is relatively close to daytime. There's only 4 hours left of nighttime, so I'm not going to sleep. It would probably be smarter so I can see if bears are coming at us. But that bear really did just come out of nowhere behind us and hit us once. Alright, let's see if we run into that wolf again. That was mostly killed. Should probably have the spear out this whole time. There's that ruin. We at least know if I get to my death marker, there's a bear nearby. So we could try and get it to follow us to this river or lake. Because the death marker's not too far away. We might be able to run all the way over here. Although bears are faster than us. That's a wolf. Oh, you're the one that I was trying to kill earlier. Hello again. If I take this one, what does it take out? Flint. It sticks. Can I stack these? Oh, I can't. I'd have to lose something in my inventory in order to pick up a bear and the wolf. That is unfortunate. We'll just pick up the wolf. I am going to attempt to kill the bear if I can get it down here. We do have full health, so if I can see it coming at us, I might be able to run away fast enough. That's the issue, that we can't see very far. This is where I died. That's the bear. It's not making any noises. There's the noise. I am trying, chat. I think it might kill us before we get there. Because it should be catching up to us. There it is. It's gonna get one more hit before we get all the way down the hill. We almost made it to the water. We are getting a lot of meat out of this though, so I'm not too upset with us not being able to get to the fire clay yet. Getting a lot of meat and a lot of hide from this. So we could call this our hunting episode, if you want to call it hunting. Let's put this here. Can I put it there? I can! So they only take up 1 square of space. Does that mean I could put this here? I can, that just looks weird. But for now, I'll leave it there. Alright, we should be getting daylight in about 2 hours. That bear should still hang out around the lake. Welcome in, Slick. Yeah, I'm live. You were here earlier. What do you mean? Coded is live. Did you just get like the message for it? Oh, you fell asleep before the timer was done. We have been dying a lot, so you've missed so much. We're somewhat hunting. We've been trying to get things into a lake so that I can kill it. Oh, more copper. Without having to actually damage the animals beforehand. Because we can't take on a bear. If I had armor, I could take on a bear. So our death marker has a bear nearby. The death marker is relatively close to the lake. And you guys should be able to start seeing things in about an hour in game. Because from what I know, that is daytime. Oh, you only got 1.5 hours of sleep last night? Were you celebrating something? Surprised you only got 1.5 hours. Okay. Bear should be nearby. It could be the bear right there. Right in front of us. Thought that was a bunch of flowers. Big scary bear? It is getting a little bit easier for me to see. I don't know if it's easier for you guys to see just yet. And it's not like they run back to their spawn point. That's a big cave. With a bow torn underneath it, I think. I'm gonna use this to see a little bit further ahead. I don't see the bear anywhere. There's something at my cursor right above it, but I think that's just flowers. They do tend to run. There's a bear. I don't know if it's the same thing, though. I really don't want to run all the way back here, though. If that happens to be the same bear. Oh, it's gotta be closer than that. Would it really have run that far? I also don't know why everything looks green all of a sudden. With the sunlight coming up. Well, there's a bear. Okay, maybe they do run back to their spawn point, because that's chasing something. So we're going to keep going forward, trying to get to this trader that's in the bottom left corner of the minimap, and hopefully we don't get attacked on the way. Because without water, I can't take on a bear. We'd have to get very, very lucky in hitting it with the spear and it not hitting us. But at least with it being daytime, I can see if a bear's in front of us. Except for when the game freezes. There we go. How did we get hurt by that? If I take a moment of rest here, we do just have to go through some trees to get to the trader. Which shouldn't be too difficult to do. There's probably going to be wolves in it. Or copper. I am still marking copper on the map because we have tin that we still can use to make tin bronze. There's something over there that looked like a bear. I think it was just the leaves grouped together. You weren't celebrating anything? I just saw your message. Well, I hope everything is okay with you. This may not have been the best way to get to this trader. Does every trader cart count as a house? Never made a note of it. Thought that pine had some resin. So this is larch mixed with pine. Or there just happen to be a little bit of pine next to it. Yeah, more copper. I'll keep marking them as I find them. Even if we don't need it. What is with this mountain area? We're not too far away, but I don't want to keep going down just to go back up again. What is this? Flint in sandstone. I have space for it. No, this is not Minecraft. It did start as a Minecraft mod, but Vintage Story is its own game that is a lookalike Minecraft game. It has more processes to everything. So it's sometimes referred to as Minecraft for adults. Minecraft from Temu. It's better than Temu. Is that a cave? No, it's just weird placement of snow. Or missing snow. Okay, we should be getting close. There's the trader. Of course I got hurt from falling 2 blocks. Ooh, possibly. Okay, so when we were over here, we got killed by something, and I don't remember what it was. Does this count as a house? It does not. You're living in an opened cart in the winter. Aphid, I have some questions for you. But mostly, what do you have to trade? You're an artisan. So you make honey pots. You have a tapestry, ceramic stuff, beehives. You take other stuff. Take charcoal. That's surprising. Did that just say fire clay? It does. We could sell half a stack of fire clay. Don't run away. We could sell half a stack of fire clay for 1 gear. Why would I do that? But anyway, we'll call this the artisan trader. Because maybe they don't have good trades now, but they will in the future. Because they do change every 7 days. Alright, let's go away from here. We're gonna go all the way south down to this trader and clay icon. Where we're gonna finally get that fire clay that I said we're gonna get the first time we came out here. Hopefully, we don't get attacked. That's usually what happens when we're trying to get over here. We did make it to the ruins, just uphill, where we got a bunch of stuff from earlier today. That's the desert area starting right there. Is that a female longhorn? It is a whole family. Longhorns, as far as I know, are how we make regular milk. Or it's from goat's milk. Longhorn does give us a lot of leather. I think it gives us large hides. And from what it seems, you get, depending on what size hide you put in, you get double the amount of leather out as you put hides in. And also, the YouTube command is not completely updated. We are up to episode 848. That says 47 because I did not change it after yesterday. So if you're trying to follow along, it is a little outdated. Okay, we're getting close. I think that's the trader, so that means we're almost to the little lake that has the fire clay. Oh! I thought I was gonna get hurt that time. Arguably, that was a farther drop than when I got hurt earlier. Okay, so the entrance to our cave is marked by a stack of dirt, which I think is that, unless that's a tree with no leaves. But it is not where the lake is, it's the one right below the lake. Should be... Yep, that's the dirt. So right here is our little spiral staircase going downwards. And it seems like we're going into a cave every time music starts, which then stops the music. Now what I want to do is try to streamline getting over there. We're gonna mine a little bit before we get to the fire clay. So what we have here is a snake-like or S-shaped tunnel. So it goes back that way, and then it comes back this way. So I'm just going to dig right through this. It doesn't go up or down, it just goes straight from here. We could do the same right at the staircase, but I think this is good enough. Because this leads to some black hole right here, but we're going to the node that's over by all of this running water, if I find out where to go up. I think it's up this way, but I don't want to get rid of these. Yep, here's our water column. This takes us all the way up to the lake. And we're starting up here. So it's black coal on the bottom, fire clay, or sorry, black coal on the top, fire clay on the bottom. What is this called again? Bituminous coal is what you want to look for. I thought it started with an I. I knew it was a long word, but I thought it started with an I. It apparently does not. So if you find that while prospecting, you want to try and hone in on it if you want free fire clay. Fire clay is not an expensive thing to make, aside from trying to find the amount of flint needed for the calcined flint. But since you can make it out of just red or blue clay instead of red and blue clay, it's not really expensive. And we're gonna keep going until my bags are full. And then we'll figure out what we're gonna get rid of. I have a piece of dirt and a piece of gravel in my pocket, so that's definitely going to be getting rid of. We should be getting warmer while we're down here. I don't know if we are, I'm not really paying attention. We're at 3.1 degrees. Sorry, negative. We just went down to 3, or up to 3. We are in fact getting warmer. Is this gonna be a large node? It's looking like this might be a large node, like the iron, in a way. I expected it to not be as expansive as the iron, but I was expecting like a copper node of coal. I hear you. Don't know where you are, but I can hear you. There's some granite. I wonder if this only spawns in sandstone. Because it doesn't look like it's going into the granite. Ooh, the fire clay definitely doesn't go in granite because there would have been fire clay right there. Let's jump down here. We want to go through this layer now. We should have an extra shovel with us, we do. I know we have an extra pick, I remember picking that up. This does seem like a rather large node of it. It goes back up another layer. I was hoping it wouldn't. Do we need to make bricks? We do. But I made a whole stack. We can take 4 stacks of fire clay and make it into 4, or into 1 stack. I don't need all of these stones, so I'm going to keep them right there. So that when my pockets get full, I know to just throw them immediately away. Let's go back up here. Line up all of this black coal. It is black coal, right? Yeah. I'm curious on why they gave the coal colors as part of their name. I guess that's like a way to distinguish between the different types of coal. But is there a difference between them, like IRL? I thought coal was just coal. I didn't know if there was different types of coal like in here. Welcome back from the ads. Alright, where is this going? Okay, it looks like it ends there. If we're lucky. Let's finish off this little area here, and then I'll start working my way over into that corner, which is at the same height. Am I able to turn these back into clay? No, I'm not. That is fine. I was just curious. I might, while we are still here. Oh, hello. You can't get up to me, can you? Oh, you can. Can I push your body down there? I can. We don't need any of that. That can just despawn over time. Let's get the little bit that's right here. I'm gonna assume that it goes down from there. Oh, this is apparently the end of the node. I'm trying not to drop any down there. Then I won't have to go back down there just to come back up here. For one piece of clay or something. But it does look like the rest of the clay goes this way. So I think what I'm going to do now is just go one layer at a time instead of doing the coal and the clay. Doing 2 layers at once. And we should be able to see if anything's coming at us. Let's go this way. And now I will know the moment that we have some fire clay in our hotbar that it's time for us to make it into bricks again. It goes back up. Okay, time to make another brick. And then I want to third one in my pocket, in my hand. What is that? Lead. What's the lead doing here? I do want that lead though. We're gonna be making lead ingots so that we can make our window panes. That's part of the reason why we're coming over here for all this fire clay. Is so that we can make glass and more iron bloom. Is this all of it on this edge? Please. looks like it is. Alright, we made it down to one more layer. If we're lucky, there won't be any more coal underneath this clay. And we broke the shovel. Why does the sticks go down there? Seems weird. If I just go like this, that should fill up before our hotbar. This looks like it's just one piece. And the only reason why I'm getting the coal is to make it easier to get the clay. You don't really need this much coal. But on the other hand, we could stop using charcoal. Depending on if I can use this coal everywhere. But the charcoal can be used. That is a point that I should have thought of. Because I think the bloomery can only have charcoal so far. We tried using brown coal, and that didn't work. I don't think we tried black coal, because I don't think we had any then. So I don't know if it's going to work this time. But it looks like we got to the end of this. Fortunately, some of it ends up going down there. Knew it was going to fall down there. Let's do this whole ceiling area. And then jump down there again. Of course I pick up stuff I don't want. Did I pick up the clay? No, I didn't. That's weird. Hello. You could not throw stones at me. That's an option. There is a Scyther in chat, and it's a female. If you guys have not gotten the female version of Scyther. I wonder what the difference is. For a lot of the Pokemon, if not all of them, they do have some portion of their body that looks different. Okay, Gino has the female Scyther. Let's see if I have it. Looks like I do too. Maybe the female Scyther is slightly shorter on its sides or its hands. I think that's actually what it is. I don't really pay attention to every female distinction, or gender distinction, I mean. So I don't really know. Wait a minute, we got playing offhand, so that means... another stack of fire clay. And I think, depending on how much we get from this, I will keep the rest of the fire clay we're getting as the clay for the event that we might have to use it for pottery. I have something making my nose itch. I might sneeze. Let's get this lead. Are we gonna get lucky and not have to dig further in? Nope. This seems like a rather large amount. Like there would be more over here. Yeah, there it is. I had a feeling. It did seem oddly shaped. It seems like every node, no matter what it is relatively circle-shaped. So I guess that's a decent way to find out if you've gotten everything, is if you have a straight line like this, it's not done. You want to try and go up one block or down one block. Alright. I think we have a relatively decent haul. Let's pick up everything that I didn't want to pick up. You go in there, you go in there. I wanted to bring this out, so that I can just go like this. And we're going to need to make a wall here. So that I can get out of here a little bit easier. Because right now, I am not touching the keyboard at all. The raft brings us all the way out. Now, do I find a way to get killed to get back home quicker? Possibly. Especially if I'm going to get stuck on trying to climb up a small hill. Maybe I go over and hit one of the longhorns. Is that lead? That is lead. Give me that. Okay, in general, going this way is the correct direction. And if we find something that goes to try and attack us, I think I'll just let it. I thought I heard a monster, but I don't see one. Could have been inside a cave. What is this generation of hills? I am trying to stay in the forest now so that hopefully we can run past a wolf. That's a spider somewhere. I didn't see the spider. Sounds like that's coming from over here. Oh, I do see something running away. Or it was at least trying to run away. I don't know. Alright, don't exactly know how far away home is. It does seem like it's going a little bit north from where we currently are. Do I pick up this resin? I have space. I think we pick up the resin. There's a little bit on this tree way up there. Wow. Guys, we were able to reach that. So I must have marked the tree and then not grabbed it. And they are usually same distance from each other. Here is a hole in the tree. Could you guys stop yelling? So, on top of it having rice seeds, there, I think, is a total of 6 items in the hole. forgot that we have to go more north than straight east. Oh, that's the big ice hill. If we keep going east around that hill. I don't know if you guys can tell that there's ice above the hill here. But we're gonna keep going east. You'll be able to see it on the map for sure now. If I end up finding a deep cave, I might just jump down. I hear portals, but I don't hear the monsters yet, so I'm not gonna wait. Except for when I get stuck. Come on. There's too many leaves everywhere. Okay, we want to stay on here. Why does it seem like there's a cave underneath here? There's not. It's just a stone generation above ground. Okay. So right now we're near the top of the hill, because we are at the ice. Now we gotta go all the way back down. And doing it the way we just did should have been relatively easier than going a different way around. Resin. More resin. There's usually another one nearby. Yep, there is another one. If I can reach that. Am I going to be able to get it? I don't think I'm able to get it. I should have just noticed that there was a block I could stand on. Ow. Can you wait until I'm done getting this resin? Said I was gonna let me die, but at the same time I want this resin. Why am I not getting the resin? There we go. Leaf was in the way. And that guy ran. We want to keep going this way. There's a portal. Copper. I see another portal that we're about to run past. Bow-torn. This way we won't get moved every time they hit us. One more hit, and we're done. There we go. Alright, we are back home. With a lot of fire clay to now heat up. If we look in our stuff here, we now have run out of places to put coal. We also don't have room for the fire clay we have. So, I'm going to use another chunk. Put more nonsense stuff away. Resin goes in here. I want all of these. And then we need to make a large area to cook all of this. I did just hear a boat wrong. Stay out of town. Hello. Alright, back to this. I don't remember how many can fit in here. I know if we made a beehive kiln, we could do a little bit more at once. But for right now, this is the best that we can do. I'm going to do it from here. Alright, let's see how much I can fit. I guess 12 at a time? That kind of makes sense. Whoops. So we're not going to be able to fire all of the clay that we have. Should get close though. Yeah, we're gonna have 3 left over. Pretty much the 3 that we had from before are left. So we would have to make only 9 more. 9 more. Let's make 9 more then. Just so that we can do all of them all at once. I'm gonna need more grass on me. Grab all of that just in case I need it all. We're probably gonna end up going through all of our sticks. Okay, that's all of that. I knew somebody was nearby. That shiver is getting relatively close. Hey, you don't get to hit me and then run away. I guess you do, because I don't feel like following. I got nothing from all of that. Alright, let's look at the 2 spears. Durability on the tin bronze is 440. The ornate silver spear is 640, so we're definitely not taking the ornate spear. Alright, one thing we're going to need to do is probably push this few more blocks out this way. Because I am concerned with us catching the berries on fire. Okay. Should be able to do all of these now and not have any issues. And just in case. Where did... I didn't get any stuff from that. Now, Percuss said something about the fire being able to jump 2 blocks. So I'm going to take all the grass out of this just to make sure. That's why I didn't want it right here, because I think that would have caught this on fire. Hello! Where you going? Why you running? You're supposed to be scaring me! There we go. Where did the other spear go? Alright, I want to place all this back. Not like that. We have a couple pieces of grass out this way. Let's grab the grass from this. And also right here if we can. Now it shouldn't catch this on fire because that's not actual wood. Am I gonna have enough grass for this? I don't know if I have enough. I know I have another amount in my pocket, but I don't think that's enough to do all of these. Oh, it just might. Look at that, we got all of it. Okay, now I need pretty much all of my sticks here. Ah! I heard you, I didn't know you were that close. Alright. 8 sticks for everyone. Is that not done? Oh, it's not gonna do it because I don't have 4 sticks in my hand. That's annoying. That's not done. And I don't have enough sticks. So we are gonna have to first make sure this is done. Make sure they all are on some type of fire. None of them say sticks. So this is gonna have to be planks. We're gonna use the planks from our leftover wood stuff. No planks in there. Here's some. I don't know how much I need, and I don't think I can mix planks. So let's go see how much they need for each one. I think it's only 4. it is only 4. It just looks like there's only 3 instead. I don't think I can mix them like I said. So let's put these back. Have any planks over here? No. So the rest is going to have to be made out of our pine. That's probably enough to do the rest. That still needs more. It needs 8 pieces. Could these people stop spawning near the... I'm getting annoyed. Now there's another shiver. I just want to build in peace. And they're spawning because the lake is frozen over, so it has a block for the portal to spawn on now. Alright, so I need to make another 4 pieces of what to... Oh, pine and birch. I think each one of these makes 4. It makes a lot more than 4. Alright, which one are you? Or that one? Might as well finish that off. Can I take the wood out of it? I'm afraid to break it, so let's not do that. And instead, I'll just put that back. Alright, is everything ready for... Yes, everything is ready. I don't know how much of this peat I'm going to end up using. Let's just take a lot. We'll start with that. And just in case these would cause an issue. And that's all of them. Okay, let's put all of this back. Eat some of our turnips because we're not healing. And now we just need to light all of these and hope that nothing burns. That we don't want burned. I also need to add a roof. There we go. Back to burning. Or I should say lighting. I wonder if they coated the snow to melt when it's nearby something like this. That would be a nice touch. Is that on fire? That is on fire. I am surprised that that was actually catching on fire. I could have sworn that the beams could not catch on fire. Oh, also, something, our leather should be done, right? Something was done at 2 o'clock in the morning. I was gonna say, I think it was the leather. It is, we have 14 pieces of leather and we put 7 hides in. So that's a 2-to-1 ratio. And we have more leather to make. Let's see what we can make out of the leather. I, of course, want iron armor. Apparently we can make a glider too, if we had the glider schematic. The leather backpack only takes 8 pieces. We can make 1 leather backpack. And this, on the other hand, is a modded backpack that allows you to carry animals more efficiently. So maybe that would give us 5 storage slots for just meat animals. And I know there's one in here for mining as well. But you can also dye the leather, that's cool. What I am looking for. So I guess this so that I can see. No. Let's do iron armor. Or do I just type in the word iron and look for it? Where's the iron chain? Or meteoric iron chain? Shields. Here we go. I'm guessing you have to make plate helmet to make a scale helmet to make a chain head helmet to make a brigandine helmet. Actually, this just makes the helmet. Percent protection is 82%. If I look at this, this is 84%. If I look at the scale. Oh, I see what's going on. No, I don't. Hold on. Chainhead armor is the first step. The next one, the scale helmet, requires the chainhead armor. That gives it 88%. Okay. So then plate helmet probably needs the last thing. The chainhead, yeah. So we would first need to make all of the chain stuff. Which is 2% more than the brigandine helmet. So we don't want to make the brigandine helmet. We want to make the chain helmet and rest. That needs 3 chain. Is there something I could write all this down on? I can't find a pen, so I have to use my phone. So that's 3 chains. That's more than 3 chains, but it also takes something else. Top of that, 3, 9, 11 chains. So that brings us up to 14. Plus leather jerkin. Next thing is leg armor, which is 1, 4, 6 more. So now we're up to 20 pieces of chain. And I have to specify that it's a body leather jerkin on this one, and a leg leather jerkin for that one. And then we have no boots. It's just those 3 pieces? Okay. So we need to look into body and leg jerkin. What if I just type in leather jerkin? Not jerking. Body leather jerkin. Could probably make that. I do have just enough to make that. That's 1 piece. And how much do I need for the other one? I need 8 more pieces. And then all of the leather for the armor is done. So, since we are home, let's start making all this armor stuff. First thing I think we need to do is grab all of our buckets and put them up here underneath the hooks. Because that should be how this stuff gets placed up there. Control 4. There we go. It's not where I was going to place it, but okay. That there. Bring this down. Grab the bear. Add this to this one. Using knives. We should see that this starts filling up with blood over time. On the well-bred server, I only ever made 1 bucket, and then I just moved it from one hook to another. But on this, we'll do it differently, so that we don't have to keep moving it. And then we should probably do the same with the other animals. Which doesn't need to be on there. Can I do this? No, this requires the butchery table now. I don't have room for it because it's put in the offhand. Which we were trying to do by that. There we go. And I threw the animal again. Where did it go? Why do I not have it? Oh, I put two animals away. Okay. For a second there, I thought I threw one of the roosters on the ground that despawned immediately. And nothing over there is burnt down to the ground yet, so that's good. Pick this up. Why does that sound different? Because it was wood. Okay, next thing I want is the cleaver. Where is the cleaver? Why do I not see the cleaver anywhere on tools? Oh, there it is. It's down there at the bottom. And we don't have space for it yet. That in there. I don't work for anything else. But I will take... not the cleaver. Tool rack first. This comes up here. We are going to put all the butchery related stuff in this room. Oh, that works perfect right there. I like that. Is that up there? Let's go grab our cleaver because we're going to need that. And then we're going to be hammering a lot of scales. Right, it is called... no, chain. A lot of chain. Let's grab the other two animals. Okay, put this down. No? Do I have to put it on a hook? I do. I wasn't expecting to have to hook this, but okay. I guess that's how you get the feathers? Okay. See, now we have a little bit of blood in the bucket. Oh, that one just got some, so that means this might. Next time it drips. There it goes. And then that is going to be added into this barrel after some time. And we should probably have a vessel up here for small animals. If I go down there and break one of these, it would be even numbered. We could bring all of this meat related stuff up there. That would make more sense. Surprised I didn't get everything. But anyway, let's bring this all up there. Obviously, bones, carcass, meat. Beaver goes there. A lot of running back and forth. Next thing I want to do is move this over one. Which I probably should have did beforehand. Not like that. Just give me the vessel. There we go. Now I can start picking up everything. Can I close out of it? There we go. Work is there. Hello, Regus. Are you eating that floor cabbage now? Careful. What else? That's meat. Feathers. We're just gonna hold on to for now. Hide is going to not fit in there, so we're just gonna throw it in here for a moment. Wait, no. It should go upstairs in the meat vessel. Because we get the hides from over here. We should do it like that. Okay. It's weirdly sorted. I just realized that we can't put the meat up here. Arguably the same thing with the animals, but they do last for almost 50 days. So we'll just move the meat back down. And I'll throw it in here with the vegetables. I don't like how that's sorted. Okay. We got nothing in our inventory that we need to put in a certain storage. The beams that are in my quill bar is for on the corner of that building once our pit kilns are done in 12 hours. 11. At midnight. Really? Wow. At midnight we're gonna have a bunch of stuff to make glass. So what we should do now is figure out how to make iron. Iron chain. Looks like we're gonna have to smith all of this up. And I'll try and use our brown coal. Because we can only do this one at a time. I'm gonna put 2 in at a time. 2 coal. I think by the time that this gets hot enough, it needs to be above 700. It should be down 1 piece of coal. So I'm going to convert it into an ingot, see what it requires in order to make it into a chain. So that we can do the conversion. We need 20 pieces of chain to make a full set of armor. Which again, I think is weird to not have shoes with. Right. I'm gonna go to 900. That's good. And I forgot to have this in our offhand. And also the hammer. So hopefully by the time that this is an ingot, I can keep using it. Should probably do this. Well, not like that. That's not what I meant to do. I meant to put 1 more in there. This is taking too long, which is pretty good. I have to remember to ask Percuss about the 2 ingots per 1 piece of chain. So we need 40 ingots for a full set of armor. Well, that's going to take a very long time, chat. It is a lot, Regus. We had enough leather to make the body part of the armor. We just need 8 pieces of leather to make the pants, and then we have all the leather figured out for the armor. But we need 20 pieces of chain for the 3 different pieces: the head, the helmet, the body, and the legs. And if each one needs 2 ingots, that's a crazy amount of iron to use on this. But I guess that's what makes it so good. And that's just for the chain armor. We didn't even get into upgrading the armor into the other 2 stages. Alright, I need this. I'm going to keep adding a piece of coal for each ingot that I put on there until we get to the last one. Then I'll just let it burn out if it ends up not being enough coal. How was your stream, Regus? How far did you get in Freelancer? I see that you rated out to 6 column. I'm definitely not lurking. For those that don't know, Regus was playing Hitman, World of Assassination. Should probably be paying attention to the temperature that these are getting to before I pick them out. I forgot to add another one. You got to the 3rd section? That's 5 maps, I think? Because the first section has 3, then it goes up 1 extra map per section, so that would be 5. I'm right. It was going great until it suddenly wasn't, as is tradition. You were on the 6th map in. Wow. That's... I mean, you got farther than I ever have. I don't think I've gotten to the 3rd portion. Didn't you once also complete it? Either once or twice? I think I remember being there when you completed the whole freelancer thing. But it also seems like a fever dream. I was thinking it was twice, Regus. I just wasn't sure if it was twice. I mean, you are a pro at Hitman, but I didn't want to oversell it. You just need to play it 200 more times and you'll get there. We definitely will go back to playing Hitman at some point. I'm thinking that, you know, after we're done with Stone to Space, we're done with the YouTube channel, we'll go back to playing games like we were beforehand, or we did a lot of Timberborn or something for a while until we completed it. And I think I'll do that with Hitman as well. We'll go through all of the story and finish out the story. Because we only went and did the first Hitman game. We never went into Hitman 2 in the story. Then we'll try and do some Freelancer. We'll try to get all the way to the end if we can make it all the way that far with Freelancer. I know I've gotten lucky a few times with spawning next to the person I'm trying to take out, but it doesn't always happen. Especially when you get sent into that one outdoor corridor at the school with all the military guys inside it and you can't really go anywhere. When I edited that video for the Twitch clip that we have in our Be Right Back scene, I was very surprised that almost literally an hour after the first time we logged into that specific corridor, that we got it again. I thought that was ironic in a way, or just at least unexpected. Alright. When we put in the next iron bloom into the bloomery, I don't think we're going to add another piece of coal. The amount of coal that's in there should be enough to do that one bloomery, and if there's anything left over, it'll start up the last iron bloom. And then if I need to add another piece of coal, then I will. Just to try and save as much coal as we can. And once we get through all these bloomeries, I will look into how much leather we need. Eat a little bit before that bloomery is done. Alright, so don't add coal that time. And I still have to ask Percuss what to do about that one piece of iron bloom that we have that did not fully make an ingot because it was one voxel short of having enough. And I've never run into that issue where I haven't had enough voxels. So I don't know if it's like something I just throw away and we lose a bit of iron out of it. Right now I'm not considering it a loss just yet because we still have it. But it could be considered a loss right now. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Percuss is probably streaming right now, so I might head over to his channel after we're done streaming and talk to him about it. Okay, that did not get hot enough. But it got close to being hot enough. So, if we take this off and light it, it is actually hot enough for us to start working it, but I like to get it up to 800 before I use it. Well, 800 minimum. I do try to get closer to 900, which I am going to do because we're going to just let this last piece burn out on the coal. Oh, I didn't mean to turn it around. Oh, Regis, I was also talking to two of my coworkers who are around my age, and they were talking about how much they play Assassin's Creed. And I was telling them how you play Assassin's Creed 2, and they said that that is arguably the best Assassin's Creed game. Now I wanted to know what you think about that. One of them has been talking about going to GameStop or somewhere to get PlayStation 3 on sale so that they can play their old games again. Okay, that bloom that is in the bloomery should be hot enough. It is, but it's very cold in temperature. So I'm probably not going to be able to get all the voxels before it stops. Yeah, I didn't think I was going to. That's why I like to get it up to 800 minimum. Yeah, that should be good enough. I'm surprised that that one piece of coal didn't get it there. I wonder if the max temperature of the coal affects the bloomery? Or the forge, sorry. Like if it has a higher temperature threshold, it burns for longer? I don't actually know how it functions. It would make sense that it would burn longer, though. Okay, now we should be just getting rid of voxels, and this is the last ingot we have. We have 10 ingots. We have enough to do a quarter of what we need. We might as well, right? It won't take us too long, because we just need to do this in fours. Especially these. So, I'm going to put 2 pieces of coal. Let's turn all of this into chain. I don't have any other iron in here, right? That's tin. This is the one bloom that has a single voxel missing from it. We have a ton of extra iron. These 2 chests here are just full of iron, so we're not in like a loss. Like a, we're not missing iron. Okay. Take those 4 out, put these 4 in. Hope that that gets hot enough. Should probably add a piece of coal to it, just to make sure that it gets up there and stays hot. Because I don't know how much of this is going to be, burn off while we're still hammering these together. Okay, that's 1 piece of chain. Let's put all of this back on. Add another piece of coal. We'll keep going back and forth to try and keep these as hot as they can be. Although, if those get as hot as this, it shouldn't drop by the time that we use it. But when we're done with this, we should have 5 pieces of chain. I'm gonna let that keep heating up until the coal runs out. I don't have to add another one because we already put in all the iron that we have, right? Yeah, we don't have any more iron on us. And then I think the rest of the upgrading is just adding more iron in different ways on top of it. I don't think we have to add leather to anything else. We only looked at the first tier of armor, so I don't actually know what we need to upgrade with. And since all the coal's not out yet, I'll leave that on. Should probably sit like this so I can see when the coal goes out. It should go out soon. It should be pretty low. Almost done. Alright, last two pieces. For the last piece of chain. And then we're going to go check in on the pit kilns, which should be done. And then we'll go check on how much leather we can make. Because if we can make enough leather to finish off the armor, we'll start that and then worry about the rest of the hides that we have later. Alright, that's all 5 of them. Let's put all of that away. I don't think these 5 are going to be what we need for the armor. Actually, we might be able to make the helmet. How did I say that? If I go like this, H. That could be used for chainhead armor. I can make the chainhead armor. So that's 1 out of the 3 pieces. Okay, so this is going to be put over here, along with this and this. Pit kiln should be done, so we're going to put that away. This can go back in there. And we need to get pit kilns, which are not all done. Some of them only need a few seconds, but we do have a bunch that are ready. Looks like they're finishing off as I'm trying to get them picked up. Alright, next step, clean up. Alright, fill in all the holes. Hopefully the grass keeps growing during the winter. I don't see why they wouldn't code it to do that. And then here. all the way down to the ground. That's rebuilt. We have all of these, so let's go in here. And you know what? I'm going to make multiple fired. So if I remember how to do this correctly, let's just do this, and we could apparently make slabs. Oh, right, that's for the beehive kiln. Bloomer base, I have it upside down. And then if I look at this, it's a triangle. That makes 2. Let's try to make 4. I apparently made 5 of those, so let's make a 5th one of these. Ooh. I just realized I'm not going to be able to get to that stuff. Unless I can reach... Oh, I can reach inside. Nice. Can't do this one because the torch is in the way, though. Where can I put this torch? Where it still lights up this end. I can't put it anywhere. So it's going to have to go here. Okay, first thing to go in is the smeltable. And I forget how much it is. I think it's 120 per one. Anyway, I want to do the ones in the back first. But it's apparently just shift to put in multiple other ones. So this is not enough to do all 5. We're gonna need another stack, which is opening up this chest for more stuff. Did I finish off this one? I did. So it's 120 per each. I thought it was, but at the same time I wasn't too sure. And all of this is going to go in here now. Fire clay can go in here along with the bricks that it's making. Feathers can go into here. Didn't realize I still had them on me. And next we need the fuel, which looks like I can do the coal, but I feel like brown coal doesn't go in there. No, it doesn't. The brown coal we're going to use for smelting. Next thing we could try is the black coal. But seeing as a temperature of 12, I don't know. Oh, it does work. So maybe it has a temperature minimum. So the brown coal doesn't get hot enough for it. So we will use brown coal for smelting, or for forging. And then we'll figure out the rest. We need torch is right here. This is where I have to crouch. And this is 6 blooms. Or 5 blooms at once. Just to make sure they're all going. They are all lit. Okay, let's go over and check out the leather. Probably also check on to see if the things up top are done. I meant to use the bloomeries for glass, not just for iron. We're gonna want to go back home and start at least one thing of glass. Don't know if this is done or not. I'm gonna assume that they're done. If I grab you, we stay in this room. And we got some poultry. That's pretty cool. Oh, bear can't fit in my pocket. Is it right click? It is right click. And that is a lot of meat from one animal. Oh, I forgot meat doesn't go in here. We do want those 3 animals. So if I pick you up, throw these 3 there. There is an Executor in chat. That is a Generation 1 Pokemon. It is an evolved Pokemon, so I don't know if we've seen it in chat. Going off of the fact that I've caught it, it looks like we have seen it before. Because I've done most of my catching in this chat. Grab the last wolf. That on the table. Alright, cleaver back up here. We need to skin these 3. So when you skin a chicken, it gives us the feathers. That honestly makes sense. But at the same time, I don't like it. Okay, so we have a small hide. We have 3 medium. We have 1 large. Although it doesn't specify that it's large. Huge. Sorry, not large. Okay, meat goes in this one. And they're gonna have to share. There we go. Alright. So, in here, we have empty barrels. It's 22, 22. This is almost done making soybeans. This is not even a... Is it a third? I'd say it's about a third. Then what were we making over here? We have lime water. Don't remember what we were using that for. This is rot. That's 6.5 days, pretty much. And we have seed oil. Alright, what did we need for the bottom? What is it called? Leg leather jerkin. That requires 8 pieces of leather. And if I stop it at the right spot. So, one large hide. Looks like it makes 5 pieces of leather. Once we get through it all the way. So, that would make almost enough. Now, unfortunately, I think we can't make all the leathers at one time, because they are different sizes. I don't think we can slap them in there. Don't we have to cut it? Am I doing that wrong? Do we have to soak it first? I think we have to soak it first. Ingredient 4. Why does that say diluted borax? Lime water. Is it even changing colors? It is. I just can't tell that it's changing. Okay. So that's what this lime water was for. How much does this need? That's salted. That's not what I meant to click on. 10 liters in 18 hours. Back to this. Lime water is lime with 1 liter of water. We need make more. Let's go get our lime. We should probably leave over there. Right? We also don't need this here anymore. Along with 2 of those. Does that keep the water in it? No, good. We came over here for lime. This is saltpeter, that's not what we want. This is what we want. We also want to make 1 more of these. We don't have a lot of glass, do we? We only have that little bit of quartz. And it's a 2-to-1 ratio, it looks like. Alright, let's go look for quartz nearby. First I'm going to do the lime water and make sure that that's done. And I don't remember if there's a cure rate or cure time. Let's do this. The 1-to-1, okay. Am I doing something wrong? That is lime. 50 lime, 50 liters of water. Oh, there we go. It was because I had the thing opened. Okay, back to doing this because I already forgot how much this needs, and we're not going to do a large amount, so it's just 10 liters. One hide, 10 liters. That has 2. I need... Place that down. But I also need a random bucket from in here. To just be out there. Can I just do 2 in here, put that back? And start that. Hopefully that doesn't seem like too much of a waste. Let's put the hides in here for now. I'll have to put it with the vegetables down here. Put the saltpeter in there, not saltpeter. The lime in there. And what was the next thing? I already forgot. Quartz. Let's see if there's any in our cave over here. Because we haven't been in it. We actually need to grab some food. We're gonna keep going with the turnips. Because we have so much of them. Okay, quartz will be in an abundance. It's just a matter of first finding it. It's been a while since we've been in here. That's a bell. How did it notice me, but I didn't see it? That hurt and scared me. Where even is it? Actually, I think I see it. That's a scary drifter. I don't know how that worked out, but I'm glad it did. And you gave me just flax twine, really? Alright, that's the bell right there. Oh, and there's quartz. Well, hello. Oh, they're all finding their way up to me now. Okay, that was a little scary. No, not when there's multiple bodies coming at me. Okay. One of them is dead. I don't like not being able to see further into the cave. There we go. Why are they only giving us those? They should be giving us, like, better rate stuff. Alright, I am going to switch to this. Like that. And see if we can take out the bell a little bit quicker. And it fell down here. Oh, that's a lot. There was a lot of stuff down there. That's why we need the armor. I don't want to wear the helmet until we have the rest of the suit. We did find quartz over there though. So if anything, I can just run over there and grab the quartz. That's 10. We don't need 10. Hello, Shiver. You're a normal Shiver. Oh, this is where we found copper at the surface almost. We're now dead. Okay, let's get rid of the death marker. And hope that the bell is far enough away from the quartz now. Oh, hello. That I can mine some of the quartz. That was part of the reason why I jumped down there to try and attack it, was so that I could get it further away from what we want. I think I might end up setting it off. If I go this way instead. I want to check the end of this. Hello! Bunch of bolt horns. We're gonna leave you alone. It's not just one piece. Alright. Whoa! Hello. Amethyst. Do I break the blocks? I don't... Do I leave it so that it grows more? Like Minecraft? I don't know... I just don't know. Because this looks like it could make more. I would have to Google this. Or watch something on YouTube. We're gonna leave it. Ah! Why are you here? Oh, stay away, stay away, stay away, stay away. I was spamming the attack button so much. Why did they find their way over to me? I'm just mining for quartz. Okay, I can do these two, but I don't want to do these two. And then it should be a straight line, 3 blocks. One, two, three. Fourth one goes in. And then if we do the same shape over here, should end up popping out at the same spot. There we go. We got the whole geode all cut out. And this should be getting closer to the bell. We're not going to dig out this entire node, but I do want a decent amount. We can also find silver and gold within quartz. Well, that's the opening to where the bell is. If we're lucky, it won't spawn anything that can get to us. I didn't even know we were low enough in the ground to have a bell spawn. I know we once saw a bell in this cave, but at the same time I didn't think we would find one. I guess you could say it found me. Did I pick up that? I did not. Because I have a lot of junk. Alright, we'll fill up this one pocket that we have. We are getting some clear quartz out of this as well. I am worried about that bell. I think in order for us to get back up home, we'll just go and try and attack that bell more. I am going to take out the, You know what, no, we're going to keep attacking with the Falx Blade. And see how far we can get. We are getting a lot of clear quartz. I wonder what the drop rate between the two are. And this should last us quite a while, having 2 stacks of it. Because we have a stack here. We're going to make another stack and a half. Ah! That made me jump. Didn't even hear him coming. I had a feeling I was going to have more behind it. was wondering when that was going to end. Alright, let's mine back this way. Hopefully the drifters can't jump up on the rock. Unless they're one of the crawling ones. Like that guy. Do I hear another one? Yes, I do, and I can see him. Hello. You're a dangerous one. You can keep throwing stones, that's okay. You're still only giving me these. Are they not the most dangerous ones? Damage tier 2. Where did the other one go? I don't know. I knew I heard another one falling in here. Because you're damage tier 1. Okay, so maybe the ones that I just killed are not the most dangerous ones. And that's the bell again. Why are you guys spawning up here? What? That's not fair. That's not fair. They should be spawning next to the bell on the same level and not through blocks. Alright, where did those quartz chunks go? There they are. Alright, these are done already. Okay. Well, this is gonna get... do I do all the clear ones first? I mean, it's the same thing, it's just one's different than the other. Clear quartz or quartz chunks. But they still have the same ratio. I'm gonna do all the clearers first. Or as much as we can fit, jeez. Didn't get very much in there. Put all that in there. I will do that. And then we have a bunch of these. Trying to make this a little bit more organized. If I move that and this down there, then this gets all of these. What is this? I thought I just put that on here. There. And I saw bones somewhere. That doesn't go in there. Neither does this. Oh wait, yes it does. Alright, this in there. This can go in there. This goes outside. What am I missing from up here? Probably the shovel. Let's grab charcoal, actually. We'll get rid of this. That'll be going. We now have to break these. Just so that we can place them back down. I kind of want to move the wood. I could put the wood right next to the staircase. That way we can make 6 of these. Okay, throw this and this in there, grab this. Why don't these also pop into my hand easily? There is a Venonut in chat if anyone hasn't had their chance to catch it. I know I have. I know Gino has. It's been in chat often. The amount of times that I have heard myself say there is a Venonut in chat while editing is a lot. Now that just gave us 30 iron blooms. We do have a lot of iron blooms now. Do we need to keep making them? Probably not. Am I gonna stop? No. But we need 6 stacks of 120 iron. There we go. And they all go in these. I wonder if I get them like this, if it will automatically replace what's in my hand. It does not. Okay. So does each one make 5 pieces of iron bloom? Is that what the conversion is? We're putting in 120 iron bits. And we just got 30. No, it's 6 pieces per bloom. Because we just had 5 blooms. Okay. There we go. Have you. Okay, we got them going. We got glass going. should probably start making lead ingots mass quantities, so let's sort this. And we need to look for galena, which is right here in front of us. But we need to look for something else that says galena. Yes, it's up here. That's iron. Is this all the galena that we have? All the lead? I could have sworn. No, it's in here. That's right. Because this has borax and our salts, along with the galena that we got from over there. We're going to break all this apart with the hammer that's over here. I don't know why I walked past it. And we are going to cook all of this. That's why I had the fire pit still there. Okay. Well, do I put a fire pit on the aged wood? Is a chest flammable? What is flammable? Is anything that can be a burnable item flammable? Like anything you can use to cook with? Don't know, but we have firewood on top of the thing over here. We need firewood to start the fire inside the house. And we might as well put the bones away while we're over here. So in here I have aged wood slabs as the roof. It counts as a stone. We also have that on top of it. That's not my concern. My concern is... will we catch the chest on fire that's next to it? Okay. That, light it. Take the fuel away, add that in there. I want... the ingots? How much would that make? We'd have one left over. Don't know how much that makes. That is actually 6 more ingots on top of what we have. Throw that in there. We need to grab the charcoal. Put a charcoal at the bottom. What temperature does it have to get to before it starts melting? It says 327 is its smelting temperature, but the bar is not going up. What would probably make this heat up a little bit quicker is if I take this away and mess around with it for a moment. So I'm unfortunately taking everything out of here and wasting that one piece of charcoal. That made 80 units very quickly. I can't do anything with 80 units. Other than to pour it. Which I don't like. Anyway, switch that, throw not in there. I need to get this hot enough that it pops back over. I think we're gonna need another piece. So fortunately, unfortunately, we have 3 stacks now. I'm gonna guess that this is hot enough to pour. It's not a full ingot, but I don't know what that's gonna do. So we want 20 pieces in here, right? Can I pour this now? Just add it? I can, look at that. Okay, we fixed that 1 ingot just in case it would crack the pot or whatever. And what we want is to make this into 4 equal spots. Why did it just do that? That should heat up evenly. Which should make it bake faster. Don't want that death marker. Okay, is there anything else that we can do before raiding out, or do we just raid out? Because this is going to take a while. The iron's going to take a couple hours. This is going to take a couple hours. Our leather that's out here is probably going to take a couple days. I don't think anything in here is ready for us to mess with. No, this is almost done, but it's waiting on this to be done. And this hide's going to be sealed for 3 more hours. We could wait the 3 hours, which would be around 1 a.m. in the game. This rot's going to be sealed for... It's not even halfway done. Let's go look at the animals upstairs. Because they're probably ready to be butchered. You figure that's right click, not left click. Okay, that's all of that. Add the meat back down here. Not the turnips. Oh, we got a new type of meat, which is the red meat. Now, the red meat should be more saturation. It actually doesn't tell you beforehand. I'm surprised about. But anyway, that's completed. So I think we are done for today's stream. Everything else that we have waiting for us is going to require a couple more days, or a couple more hours of waiting, including this, which is relatively close now. We might as well wait, actually, because that didn't take too long. So we can pour this and start the next batch. It looks like it's getting faster the closer it is to being at 1300 degrees. It might be worth having a second crucible. so that when we are doing stuff like this, we're doing a lot of them, we can take the one crucible out, put the next one in, have that started, rather than potentially wasting some charcoal. I didn't mean to open C. I meant to press X. I'm gonna hope that this stays hot. You know what? One more. Apparently that one lead ingot is ready. Stop it. Stop it. Will you get out of... making me mess up and glitch out on the ingots. It may be close to time to put a perimeter fence around our town. We're definitely going to make this look more aesthetically pleasing. In the spring. Okay, this should heat up relatively quickly. And we don't have to wait for this because it's not going to be pourable right away because we need to wait for the stuff out here to cool down first. This one is cold, but these are going to take a while before they get cold enough. Hopefully the weather outside affects it in some way, makes it cool down faster, but I'm not sure if it does. So we are going to call it here. I am going to just face this. That's going to be our screenshot. I don't know what else to do other than oh, we didn't even go to the ruins and clean up some of the chests over there. We just did fire clay pretty much. And a bunch of meat. So that's the end of this stream. We're going to save the game. Go into a raid out scene. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST, and on Sundays from 10 AM EST to 2 PM EST.